Good morning, students. Myself, Subodh sir, and this is the history class for Standard 8. In this video, we are going to discuss regarding the causes of the revolt of 1857. As the name suggests, when the people rebel, and we know that the people rebel in 1857. What were the causes? The causes, one cause that we have already discussed. It was the political cause of the revolt of 1857. Only political cause was not the ultimate cause. We can say all the causes as the fuel, inflammable fuel, which requires only a matchstick or the sparks of fire. In the previous video, we have already discussed about the political causes that we have seen. It was the policies of the East India Company. I had made you clear that the 1757 to 1858, it was the rule of East India Company. So we have discussed the policy of the East India Company. One was the doctrine of lapse was also there. Then subsidiary alliance system. Then the new Jamindars and the old Jamindars, these things had been discussed, and we found the peoples were anger on this method also. When the period of which we are talking about, today we will start discussing about the social and religious cause. The second cause, it is social and religious cause. Social, what comes in the social? If anything that is that customized in our society, and if it has been violated, something which was not good for Indian culture, but it was considered that it is the part of our religious belief, according to the orthodox peoples who were thinking that these are the part of our religion. For example, Sati Pratha was prevailing at that time. In the Sati Pratha, a widow had to burn alive with her husband. It is one of the sin that was in practice in Hindu culture, and the Orthodox society was thinking that it is the part of their religious belief, their social custom. Condition of women were very miserable at that times. She was not allowed to live a human life. It means the behavior that was being done with her, it was the inhumane. Generally, whoever the survived due to some practices, yes, widow could not do the sati, and sati was especially prevalent in the higher classes. And if the widow was there in the lower groups, the widow was not allowed to remarry. See the conditions, widow were not allowed to remarry. And at times widow girls becoming widow at the early stages of their life, because the main occupation was the soldiers, people were engaged in fighting, and in fighting in war, the soldiers killed, and when the soldiers are killed, it means their wife becoming widow. Widow had to shave their head, shaving their head, and they had to live in the outskirt, in the corner, outskirt, outside the houses. She was given the mat to sleep on and mat to just use it as a blanket during the winter season also. She was also not being given the delicious food. The most roughest food they were being given. Not allowed to participate in any social and religious function, because it was considered that anything that is going to be auspicious, if a veto arrived there, it would be destroyed. That's why she was also not allowed. So two fractions that we see that was prevailing in our society from the very beginning, these were the two things. One was the sati pratha, another one was the condition of the widow. Another thing that prevalent later on in Indian society, it was the child marriage. Child marriage was introduced after the advent of the Muslim in India. In all the section it is happening. So the two things that we are discussing about the sati pratha as well as the widow condition of widow, it was very sinful conditions. Sati pratha was banned. Pratha was banned in 1829 by William Bentinck, the then Governor General William Bentinck, and he was supported by our reformer, social reformer Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Sati Pratha was banned in 1829. Then, who has banned it? William Bentinck. It was initiated by our social reformers, Raja Ram Mohan Roy. According to him, it is a sin. But the orthodox people were thinking that the British are trying to interfere into the social custom and destroying our religion. Then, after widow remarriage, marriage was legalized. Widow remarriage was legalized. Legally it was done it. Ishwar Chand Vidyasagar himself had married to a widow, so he was given the social boycott. Why so social boycott? Because it was believed that he is breaking our custom and religious belief. Even though we are finding that it is bad not to allow a widow to get the remarry, and when she are getting in early stages, see the conditions. But it was believed by the orthodox peoples that they are interfering it. It was not the end. Child marriage was restricted, prohibited. At a time it was considered that crossing the sea or ocean was a sin, according to Orthodox society. Christians started converting the Hindu and Muslim into Christians, because it was their belief that if more and more peoples are converted into Christianity, then it would be easy for them to rule in India for the longer time, because the peoples have the Christianity mind, would support the East India Company rule in India. So keep in mind, they started converting Hindu and Muslim to Christianity. Means they were converted to Christians. They were giving threat also, some reward also. Earlier, if a person's accepting the Christianity, then they could not inherit the property of their parents. Simply cannot inherit. But East India Company, to promote it, in 1850, a rule was formed. According to this rule, means if a person is converting to Christianity, can inherit the property of their parents. Can inherit property of their parents. Can inherit the property. So rate of conversion increased. Then we are finding that the Britishers started taking the taxes from the land that was given or granted to the temple and the mosque. Temple and mosque land were started being taxed. So people who had the religious mind, they become against the East India Company, because we find that they're thinking that they are socially interfering into it. After 1813 onward, 1813 onward, Christian missionaries were allowed to interfere or coming to India. They started establishing the girls' school and colleges. And a spirit of the Western culture and Western education pose a threat to the Orthodox peoples, who thinking that the British are simply and directly interfering in our social and religious customs. So these peoples become angry and against the East India Company rule. So they positively and enthusiastically participated in the revolt of 1857. They also persuaded other peoples to participate into it. It was another cause that we have discussed about the social and religious cause. Then we have another cause also for it. These causes were the few which were waiting for a fire to come. Few waiting for the fire to come. Another one was the third, we can say it was the economic cause. What was the economic cause? We know that the demands of Indian textile, like fine cotton, muslin, spices, were very much in the European market. and the time industrial revolution had taken place. In England itself, the clothes started being prepared by using the machines. So they required the raw materials to get it. They were forcing the Indian farmers to cultivate only those crops which they were in need to produce to meet the industrial demand, like they were asking them to produce the cotton, jute, then wheat, sugarcane, indigo, etc., which were in the great demand. Cotton to meet the industrial demand, jute for the packaging purpose, wheat to feed the urban population of England, sugarcane for the industrial needs. So they started taxing the industrial produce. They introduced the manufacturing tax in India. See the conditions. They introduced the manufacturing tax. First things. Second things, they were purchasing the most of the cotton from the Indians, because Indian farmers were forced to sell their produce to the Britishers at the cheap rate than the market rate. We have already discussed about the indigo also. Indigo planters were forced to sell it because they were being given in advance. It was happening also in the cotton. It means the most parts of cottons were being purchased by the East India Company to meet the industrial demand. It means the left raw materials is less, and we know that if the demand is more, supply is less, it would increase the prices. The prices of cotton for the Indian textile industry increased dramatically very high. One, the increase in the price. Second, they were imposed the manufacturing tax. Third things, they also imposed the export duty, not the import duty, export duty. On the things of the cotton and woolen things, we find the export duty were more, import duty was less. To increase the industrial goods of England, import duty was less, and due to less import duties, the less raw materials cost, the prices were less, and as far as the Indians are concerned, their prices were high. At the same time, they also imposed an act in England that no one is allowed to keep or purchase the Indian textile, which simply destroyed the Indian textile industries. They also made the beaver industries, means the carpet makers, that we use the carpet. It was generally in the Kashmir region. So weavers were called and their thumb were chopped. उनका अंगूठा काट लिया गया. क्यों? So that they cannot weave the carpet. And if they cannot weave the carpet, weaver is not there. So these industries also collapsed. So we see there are many acts that was being taken by the East India Company to demolish the Indian industries. So it was also the cause that it was the economic cause that we see. One of the peoples of the England has told that we are acting as a sponge, dipping in the Ganga and squeezing in the Thames. जैसे कि एक बाल्टी से पानी निकाल के दूसरे बाल्टी में डालना है, अगर आपके पास स्पंज है तो स्पंज उसमें डालिए, इधर डाल के आप उसको स्क्वीज कर दो तो सारा पानी किसमें आ जाएगा? दूसरे बकेट में आ जाएगा. सेम थिंग that we are acting as sponge, means their policy is acting as a sponge. we are dipping into the Ganga and squeezing into the Thames. Thames is the river in the London. London is situated at the bank of the Thames river. मतलब यहाँ के पानी नहीं ले जाते हैं. What they are taking? They are taking the wealth of India. That is, it is called Drain of Wealth. It is a book written by. How is it written? It is a drain of wealth. Drain नाला नहर हो गया. किसका? वेल्थ का नहर जो कहाँ से बह रही है? इंडिया से कहाँ तक जा रही है? It is going to the England. It was an economic causes. So many people had died of starvation because which they were producing, it was being taken to feed the meet the industrial demand. Then we find the fourth cause. Military cause. In military there are also the segregations. Segregation means the Indian soldiers were considered inferior to the British soldiers. Even though many were the East India Company had won only due to the support of the Indian soldiers. Still, they were not treated as the British soldiers were treated. No doubt. Indian soldiers were 5 times, we can say, number of Indian soldiers 5 times number of soldiers. See the comparison, Indian soldiers were in number 5 times the British soldiers. But payment were less. There was no any chance of promotion. The highest post obtained by the Indians was the post of Subedar. And the Subedar's salary equivalent to soldiers. If we talk about the salary, it means Subedar, which is the highest post obtained by the Indian soldiers, it was the post of Subedars. And as far as we are talking about the salary of a Subedar was equivalent to the salary of a British soldiers. At the time, just before it, we have discussed it that it was considered sin to cross the sea and ocean. Traveling the sea and ocean was considered a sin, according to our religious belief. In 1856, a law was made. According to this law, any new recruitment will have to serve overseas. It means they have to cross the ocean or the sea if required. Once in the eastern state in Assam side, when the Indian soldiers from the Bengal refused to cross the Bay of Bengal, they were punished. They just told that we would go through the landmass to the Myanmar or old name Burma. These soldiers were punished because they refused to go through the Bay of Bengal, and it was at times, according to the religious belief, it was considered a sin. So, in 1856, a law was made. Caste system was also at the hygienic in our country. At the times when we are talking about 250 years back. And people peoples belonging to different castes were kept at one place. It also disturbed the sentiments of the Indians, because due to the caste hierarchy, all the peoples were not willing to live with another one. So there was no any separate facilities for them. These all has performed a vital role that people and soldiers become against the East India Company. And one thing, if we see the number also suggests that they could get the courage to revolt against the East India Company. And if the last we are talking about, then it would be the fifth cause, immediate cause, tatkalik karan, turat ka karan. And what was the immediate cause? Immediate cause was the introduction of greased cartridge. It means a new rifle was introduced, Enfield rifle. In this rifle, a special type of cartridge was used, and it is said that before loading it, it is to be bite. The one side it was to bite with the teeth, and then it was filled into the rifle. The rumor spread that this cartridge is greased with the fat of cow and pig, and this simply disturbed the sentiment of both Hindu and Muslim. Hindu in the name of cow, Muslim in the name of pig. It has made them taking the arms against the East India Company. It's called the immediate cause. In starting, I have told you, even there is a more and more tension, there should be some to spark, and this was the spark. Immediate cause was the spark, and all the fuel which was in the form of political cause, social and religious cause, economic cause and military cause just started burning, and this has started the starting of revolt of 1857. I do hope you peoples have understood about the causes of the revolt of 1857. What were the causes? First, we have discussed about the political cause, then social and religious cause, then economic cause, then military cause, and the last one is the immediate cause. So I do hope you have understood the causes of the revolt of 1857. So I do ask you to go through this video as well as your textbook to understand this topic, why the peoples had rebelled against the East India Company. Thank you. Go through it.